London is a city built on clay. That's why all the skyscrapers are a bit alarming. Unlike New York, which is a city built on rock, we are essentially a city on clay.
I love the form of the egg because sculpturally it's just so delicious. The fact that it could represent a new era, a new dawn, a new beginning, or it could become a half-boiled egg which represents a potential perhaps lost, or something to eat, or something that was. This is my local pond, and it's actually looking quite good for a London pond. I can't see any shopping trolleys, which is nice. Tiny fluffy chicks hopping around in and out of these reeds. I pass the pond every day, or most days, and it's a place that allows me to slow down and reflect and watch the wildlife. I find the ducks very funny for some reason. When I first started making ceramic birds, I would come to the pond and I would sketch the ducks. Ducks are quite a nice shape to draw. They're a very simple shape: a head, a beak, a neck, and an oval shape. The Debate is my sculpture for Frieze Sculpture 2023. It is a ceramic installation that involves two ducks, or ducks of sorts, looking at an egg, and depending on which way you approach the sculpture, you will see that the egg is either a full egg or a half-boiled egg. When I was invited to make a work, I wanted to think about what people did in the park, and it occurred to me that ducks and eggs were very much part of the park as much as they were part of ceramics. I decided to title the work The Debate because I wanted the duck to have some animistic quality, as though they were two friends talking within the park. I've decided to make birds for Frieze Sculpture, but I've purposely not made them into ducks or drakes. My birds are ambiguous. Although they look very feminine, they're glazed with male coding. And then I often use pink and blue within my work, and then yellow to balance out the idea of gender and gender fluidity. I scribble before I start making work, but if I'm already building a sculpture, then the ritual will be like assessing the clay and rolling the clay and thinking about the clay, that it's good to use, that I like it even. If not, I scrap it, dry it, remake it. I'm also really interested in the history of ceramics. Without ceramics, where would we be? What would we put our soup in? I'm always found rummaging around the V&A or the British Museum, looking at like traditional forms of pottery, and those forms tell us a lot about where we've come from and who we are and what we thought. If I had to hang my work on one theory peg, it would be psychoanalysis. There are certain traits that are always visible within my making, and these tend to be surrounding female politics, fluidity, gender, animism, the natural world, and how as humans we interact with that or don't interact with that. Another Mother is a sculpture that I made for the beautiful roof terrace in the artist's garden. I replaced a missing balustrade with a ceramic surreal sculpture that looks like a balustrade but is at the same time also a secret portrait, and it's a portrait of Maria Keogh, who was the wife of Sir Joseph Bazalgette. The title Another Mother refers to the lack of identifiable female sculptures. There are lots and lots of public sculptures dedicated to women, archetypal women, but there are very few sculptures dedicated to actual women, where they're named. So Maria Keogh, in effect, is just another mother. So I liked this idea of actively making a public work dedicated to a woman that wasn't dedicated to a woman, to highlight the fact that there are so few public sculptures dedicated to women. I like to make work that doesn't really have an answer. I like to make work that traps a sense of confusion within it. but gives joy at the same time. I imagine that the average visitor to Regent's Park would expect to encounter ducks, but I'm hoping that my ducks will come as a little bit of a surprise to them. And I'm hoping that the visitors who see the debate will have more questions than answers.